All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back, and it's an absolute honor to sit down with my good friend High Rev Trev from Team Sloppy Sprocket and the legend himself, Robert Langford. Man, welcome to the podcast. His very first time.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome,
Good to
man.
be here.
He
Dude,
has a face for radio, I'll tell you that much.
he does. He's got a beautiful face for radio. Let's go. But yeah, man, it's an honor to have you gentlemen on here. Obviously, I want to talk about your guys' 2025 season review. You know, the season's come and it's gone. It always goes super quick, right? But when you're in the moment, it seems like it never ends. But I just want to start off by saying, man, I'm super proud of you guys for what you guys did this season. You guys did a fantastic job. Again, I'm super proud, pumped to, and an honor to be friends with both you gentlemen. Um, you guys absolutely killed it this season. Let's go, right? And can't even talk. And I know it's a lot of work, right? That
Oof.
makes this whole thing comes together. So, I haven't really talked about this whole lot, man. But I want to talk about the very beginning, man. What it takes to actually make the whole season come together for you gentlemen, from the very beginning to hey, we're going to make this season happen and take it from there.
Lots of money.
Lots of friendships.
Yeah, lots of money, lots of sleepless nights, a lot of prepping physically, and just it's a ton. Where do you want to start off with, Robert?
Um, well, I don't know. I guess we start off on the hill, Barber.
Well, how we got into MotoAmerica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we could touch on that again.
Yeah.
So yeah, Robert and I, we're fans of racing and stuff, and we went at partying all weekend. Brought the old RV up there and partying. We're sitting up on Tunnel Jump at Barber. We're kind of looking at the lap times, and we're like, "These guys are slow. Let's go racing." So then I used to race AFM back in the day, about 20 years ago, out in California, and went through and just got my expert license again through WERA and knocked that out really quick. Almost won the senior superbike championship, lost out by 3 points to Dan Kruger. That guy's an animal. And Robert was just part of the journey right from the get-go on that. Him and I, like I said, we drove the RV down there and said, hey, let's go racing, and did some WERA racing. And then next year we went to Road Atlanta. Those didn't qualify, but missed out by 0.6 of a second, but that's part of it.
It is. It's all part of the journey. But what does it actually take to sit down and make the whole season happen? From the planning, okay, we're going to super stocks at, we're doing 5 races from the East Coast to the West Coast. How are we going to get there? All those pieces that need to fall into place, like the whole program. How does all that start and come to where you are now?
Yeah, it's really kind of sitting down with Robert and the families and saying, hey, this is what our plan is. And the schedule also has to be advantageous or even feasible for us to make it. So 2 years ago, it wasn't even an option. The stock 1000 rounds were so far apart. You're basically crisscrossing the whole country. I think it went from Barber. We didn't do Road Atlanta. It just went to Barber. And then it went up to Road America, then the Ridge, Laguna, and then Jersey. So even factory teams, or not factory teams, but like Atlas or Altus, they didn't even do it. They're like, it's too much, man. So last year it was possible because they were all basically out here on the East Coast. So we're able to do we do 4 out of the 5 rounds. We skipped out on Virginia. And we skipped out there basically because it was my wife and I's wedding anniversary. And I wasn't going to do that twice because Road Atlanta moving day was on her birthday. So, I only get one of those. So I burned it up at Road Atlanta. But yeah, man, it all came together with help from John Cook and Hayden and Jerry over at Real Steel. They offered up the bike. And I'm like, well, let me see if I can get sponsorship first because it is god awful expensive. If you go cheap, and Robert can attest to it, if you just go cheap, and I don't pay that guy nothing besides beer and laughs, and sometimes they're not even good jokes either. But so he's not getting his money's worth. But it's $6,000 a weekend, and that's just going cheap. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going on with this, but
it's expensive.
It's expensive, man.
Yeah, it's and to do 5 rounds is you guys do the math, right? It's it's not cheap. But again, 2025 season, I'm proud of you guys. It was an honor to see you guys at the rounds. I seen you guys at Atlanta and Ohio.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot. Was it Ohio? I seen you too. Was you there?
Yeah, we're at Ohio. Yep, made
Yeah,
the
that's
super
right.
bike raid at Ohio, which that was pretty sick and dope, and almost didn't make it. Threw the bike away in stock 1000 and race one, lost the front and turn 15 or whatever it is, coming back on the front straightaway.
Yep.
Chris and Robert and Daniel and everybody jumped in and got the bike back together really quick, and then no tire. What do you got the tire warmers on for like 5 minutes? Still have dirt and grass on it and stuff. We're like, let's go. So yeah, that's when we saw you there. You were a lollipop guy.
I was a lollipop dude. Yes, I was. I was on the grid. I was like, let's go, Trevor. Yeah. It was
awesome,
fun, man. It was good. It was a good experience. They reached out to me when I got there on Friday. They're like, Marie was like, can you help me? I was like, absolutely, I'll help you. She's like, you want to be the lollipop guy? Actually, they had texted me. They're like, hey, do you want a lollipop? And I was like, well, who don't like lollipops? Of course I want a lollipop. Who don't, right? I had no idea what they were talking about. So I showed up Friday. They're like, you need to be at this tent at 9:30 a.m. for your orientation. I was like, wait, I thought I was getting a lollipop. They're like, oh, you're getting a lollipop. I was like, okay, let's go. So off I went.
Did you get to keep the bib?
Yeah, I do, man. I got it right here, man. They gave it to me, man, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah,
that's
man.
Good in there.
Yeah, good, man. I brought it to all the races I was at. And I was like, is it okay if I go out there? She's like, do you got your thing? I had it in my back pocket. She's like, yeah, just throw it on. And then after that, they're like, man, you ain't even got to throw it on. You're good. Just come and go. So
right. That's cool. So it's just one bib for the entire season. They don't have them.
No, yeah.
Like Road Atlanta on it or anything.
Nope. It's just, that's
Great.
all it is. So yeah, man.
There you go, man.
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
That is cool.
Well, yeah, so let's start it off with your guys' 2025 season. The first round for you guys was Road Atlanta off the top of my head.
Yep.
You guys showed up there. What was y'all's, or Trevor and Robert, what was y'all's expectation? Obviously, let's take it back real quick. Expectation going into the 2025 season.
We just had – go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, number one, I hope a bike showed up for the first round. Yeah,
we kind of need that.
Yep. I think expectations, well, the best we could do with what we had. I think that was our expectations going into the season. And, took a lot from everybody. I kind of go back to your question, what does it take to do this? We had no idea what it takes to do this. We've never done this before. So to go in kind of, I hate to say blind, but not knowing what it takes to do this, it is a lot more than anybody anticipates. I can assure you of that.
100%.
And it was, I don't want to say a learn as you go process, but our first year, it was definitely learn as you go. And we made steps and strides to go in the right direction, and, getting financial support from the dude this year, and, Ashley letting Trevor go do it, and having Mark and, Rob and the whole Real Steel team. I'll tell you, I know for a fact we couldn't have done it without multiple different avenues of support. And what does it take? It takes a team, and then it takes another team to help that team. So it's a process for sure. And it was a good learning process this year to try to do the whole season. So
it takes a village.
It does.
And some. Yeah, even if people offer unsolicited advice, take it. And try to figure out how you can incorporate that into your program, or if it makes sense or not. I mean, just listen. And, those boys are in the paddock every weekend, man. They kind of know what they're talking about. So, yeah, we got a lot of help this year. Even Eric from Saddleman's helped out. That was fantastic, with the suspension setup and stuff like that. So to have a factory dude come and help out.
He's here. Grandpa's here, and I want to show him what I want. My phone is dead.
Well, here, take it.
It don't work.
Here, you can have my phone. Bye. See ya. His phone's dead. Grandpa, hey, shut my door, buddy. My dad, we babysitted my dad's dog, man, and my son's phone's dead, and he wanted to show, something else he wanted for Christmas, of course, right? So there it is.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, Road Atlanta, man. Like Robert said, we never saw the bike until Road Atlanta. They were still kind of putting some stuff on it. I mean, Hayden was dropping on an exhaust on it. We went to go pick it up from Tech. We literally rolled it right from the real steel semi straight to tech because we had to get it teched. And we're ripping off Hayden's decals and stuff like that as we're rolling in the park or into the tech section. And we didn't even know how the rain light worked or anything, man. Like we had to call up Mark, like, dude, how do you turn on the rain light? You know, there's a little button underneath and stuff like that. So yeah. But expectation for the year was just to get points. We wanted points. That was it. We knew what we were capable of and what our handicap was on the old bike, on the old double R. And it was just top speed. The bike handles good, but we didn't put any suspension on or anything like that. So we figured with this bike, it should be ready to rock and roll. Should be as a keyword, but it's it was just a learning experience across the board. And we got that thing and we sent her out right away. I think we got 4 laps in practice because we had an issue with the master cylinder, and then straight into quali and sent it, man. What did we qualify? 17th for Road Atlanta?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So never see the bike, 4 laps of practice, 17th on the grid. So it started off really well. It started I'm like, this is gonna be really promising for sure.
I mean, especially, you just guys rolled it out of one semi, took it to tech, and never threw your leg around a bike, no setup time, never even ridden it. Yeah, that's absolutely mega, man, for sure. It's the differences between your old double R and jumping off ex Hayden Gillum's bike. What was the main standout point to you?
They don't share anything. So
No.
It being Hayden's bike, we didn't touch anything. We didn't touch a clicker. We didn't make any adjustments. What we had is what we had, and we kind of ran that for the first 2 rounds. I don't think we even touched anything until race 2 at MotoAmerica. It's like we didn't touch anything, man. There's mixed match foot pegs. I think we changed the foot peg because the foot peg was different sizes, and that ended up messing up my shoulder. I fell off the bike going through the S's and legit like Supermaned off of it because my foot slipped off of the thing. So we put a different foot peg on it, but never changed the ergonomics. For me, I think I fit a lot better on the triple R because the double R is so small. But we didn't touch anything, man. So trying to figure out the electronics on that thing, we would never mess around with traction control or anything like that. So if we accidentally punched a button or hit a button unwillingly, the whole bike would kind of go lame, if you will. And we had that issue in race 2, where apparently we're in a different mode and we didn't know we're in a rain. Wasn't a rain mode? It said like mode 7 or something like that.
Yeah, I think we just didn't have full power. And so there was some other things too. You come off a stock double R with stock suspension, you jump on a triple R. Well, that triple R is far from stock, and the electronics are set up for Hayden. So Hayden may want traction control or throttle response to do certain things, and Hayden's a beast. He rides completely different than almost anybody I can think of, right? So you put a rider on the bike that's used to what a double R does, not having any time on it, and it's a quick baptized by fire. You're going to learn how this works and go, right? So coming back and having Mark help us fine tune some things over the season definitely helped us finish a little bit better towards the end of the season.
Well, yeah, for you, Robert, was that one of the most challenging aspects of the season? Was learning the whole electronics thing on this proper bike?
Well, I'm not the electronics guy. I would run back over and talk to Mark and Rob and say, "Hey, the bike's doing this. Why?" They'd say, "Because of X, Y, Z." And I'll be like, "Well, we wanted to do A, B, C." And the bike doesn't do that, but we can make it do this. So, there was compromise, right? We tried to figure out what we want the bike to do. I think the biggest overall for me, the biggest takeaway of this season is we need practice on the bike that we're on before we go out there and just try to jump on and send it and compete with people at this level. Because I'll tell you, to accomplish what we did with 0 practice and 0 time on that bike, I think we definitely could have been sitting a lot higher in the standings if we could have approached this a different way. So, I'm proud of everything we've done. It's just we had a lot of challenges this year.
Guaranteed, right? As everybody does going into a full proper season of MotoAmerica racing. It don't always go as easy or as planned out as you think it's going to go, right? There's always that monkey that shows up and you're like, shit, here we go again.
That
And
monkey
even
was
if it
at
does-
every round.
Yeah. And even if it does go how you thought it was going to go, this sport is not as easy as people think it is. I can tell you that right now. There is a level of competition out there, and there are some individuals, specifically, top 5 in most of these classes, that are very talented. And it takes a lot of physical fitness, mental capacity, talent on the bike, and then the right crew to put it all together and hope something don't break. So it takes a lot. It's a lot harder than I anticipated. I can say that.
110%. We got John. John says, "What's up, Trevor?"
John
Wright. Yeah, dude. This is the dude. And then we got my good mate, Craigo Harris, all the way from the UK. Sup, guys? Sup, Rossi? Craigo says, "What's up?" from the UK. He says, "Sup."
Hey.
It's hilarious.
So
Rossi's the character. He said, "No, bro."
Oh, I want to suck that.
Okay, well, we'll
funny.
talk about it afterwards. We'll talk about Christmas afterwards. Okay.
what's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
That reminds me, we went to Disney World over the Thanksgiving break, and Lily, my little young one, she's a sweetheart. She goes up to Donald Duck. She's like, "Hey, Donald, you want to take a photo with me?" Like legit in like that voice. "Hey, Donald, you want a photo with me?"
Oh my God, that's hilarious. What did Donald say?
How cool. He didn't say nothing, man. He
Of
just-
course. Yeah, take a photo.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
But super funny, man. But it was like, that just reminds me, like, "What's up, bro? Hey, Donald."
You want to take a picture with me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So, the end of Road Atlanta, you guys had great race weekend, especially just getting a bike handed to you and jumping on there and putting in those laps.
Yeah, we had challenges there too. We almost didn't actually make the grid. Well, we made the grid, but the bike overheated. So if you remember in race 1, it was supposed to be a quick start, and for whatever reason, they just held us on that grid forever. And a couple other guys had some issues too, but we popped. It started overheating and steaming and stuff, so we didn't make the initial start. And unfortunate for Bryce and Taylor Knapp, they went down, created a red flag. I was walking back, man. I had my visor down. I was walking through the crowd. You probably saw on TV where I threw my gloves. I'm like, what the hell are we even doing here? Something so basic of why is it overheating in the first place? But walking through the crowd, and Robert's walking right next to me, knows not to talk to me at that second. And then we hear red flag, and I flip my visor up, and he looks at me, and I look at him. It's like, "We're back in this. Go get the bike." And then went and got the bike, and David Topol, our guy helping out from Honda that weekend, runs all the way. And because at Road America or Road Atlanta, you can't jump the wall. You have to go around the wall. So the bike was on the other side of the track, and they got it back, and they just put a couple bottles of water in there and sent me on my way. And I was scared shitless. I'm like, dude, this thing just overheated. Who knows if it warped anything or if there's any issues with the bike. And so I kind of took it easy off the launch. And I think we fell back to like 22nd or 24th or something like that. And then we made our way back up and finished, I think, 18th or something. So a top 20 on a bike that I literally had probably 10 laps on at that point and just overheated. So it was good. And then in race 2, Robert was talking about earlier, we were in limp mode basically, and the bike wouldn't do anything higher than 150 miles an hour, and just went straight to the back. But yeah. And
also Will was saying that with all those issues, that confidence in that machine was way down too, because you didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, it was a bummer because that weekend we do really well at Road Atlanta. I love that track. Anything technical I do good at. The top speed we're always going to struggle with because I'm built like a barn door, as I always say. So that was frustrating, especially since we had a bunch of Honda guys there too. We had the HRC guys there. We had a president of the Kunamoto factory where that stuff is built. He was there. We had them all hosted in a little hospitality area up there on the hill, and they're sitting down there in 10A and just watching their rider go backwards. It's frustrating as hell, but overall it was still a great weekend.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great weekend.
We had a lot of positive takeaways for sure.
And if I can remember right, the weather that whole weekend was good too.
Yeah, I think
Wasn't
it did rain, but Stock 1000 missed it all.
Yeah.
there was actually a deluge. It like downpoured a couple times. But stock 1000, every time our session went out, it was perfect.
John said that was a shit show. At Atlanta for sure. It was.
Yep.
So, yeah, man. So and then after that, you guys went to where'd you guys go after Atlanta?
MotoAmerica?
Was it MotoAmerica?
Yep. Yep.
MotoAmerica.
First time at that track.
That's one of my favorite tracks in America is MotoAmerica. It's such a beautiful track. I love the layout. It's fast. I love playing on Ride 5. It's absolutely and Ride 4, right? It's a great layout. So approaching that weekend again, it's like, hey, we're here for the show. Let's just show up and have fun. But talk us through your guys' weekend and what challenges that weekend brought up for you guys being, first season in MotoAmerica. I love it.
Sleep deprived.
Facts, right?
Yeah. I had a national meeting actually down in Atlanta and then jumped on a plane from Atlanta back home to Nashville, met Robert, and we just jumped in the RV and straight overnighted that thing. So that was a long drive. A lot of fog we drove through and everything else. But so we were running a skeleton crew. Jay Power came up later. Shoemake wasn't there. Chris Parrish was helping out a ton too. So that was good. But again, just behind the 8 ball. What was the issue with the bike there?
Well, we got some suspension tuned in for us because we really weren't set up for the proper weight of Trevor, which may be a little couple pounds heavier than the average rider in stock 1000. So we had to adjust some springs and some of our suspension, and then Chris helped us kind of dial it in, and Eric came over, helped us dial it in. And I think overall we felt pretty good by, the wet session that we had, I think, out there. And I don't know if that was practice 2 or qualifying.
That was quali 1
or quali 1. Yeah. We got a little bit of time behind the new suspension there, but of course it was wet. So his first real time, I think, actually to go out and try out the new suspension and try to make some adjustments was Q2. Then we had an issue with trying to hook up to the rear shock and couldn't get the connector to hook up during I think we had a little issue there with trying to release the pressure off of the rear spring to make an adjustment. So race 1 is where we just went out and sent it, and it was dry, and I think we did all right. I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, we were behind the 8 ball there again, chasing the suspension. In the race, though, in the quali 1, though, we just needed seat time. Whether it was going to be wet or dry, it didn't matter to us. We just wanted seat time, get a lay of the land. That was the first time I actually really kind of experienced electronics at that capacity on that thing. The electronics were already holding me back a little bit with just initial drive out of the corner. I couldn't get the bike to kind of get up where my double R I could. But there, I could just be on the stick, and the TC would just it was awesome. So that was a cool experience. I think we qualified 5th or 6th in the rain. Beat the Orange Cap boys, and so that was kind of cool. But yeah, in the dry, we just kind of went backwards again. We were on a flyer. We knew where we could make up time, was on a flyer, and then overcooked turn 6 up on the hill and went a little bit wide, and that was it. I mean, there's not enough time on the track there at MotoAmerica to really kind of settle in, because it's a 210, 220 lap time, whatever it is. And man, you're only getting 8-9 laps, if that, So yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge. So we're out of position. Got some good racing. I'm pretty good at starts, so we got a good start there too. Made our way up, and then just watched this shit show of Shakespeare just side palm everybody. And man, I've never been so scared in my life. Yeah.
Dude, funny story on Shakespeare, Stephen Shakespeare, man. So we're at Atlanta, bro. And we're right there coming down the back of the hill going to where you were pitted up. That big steep hill that comes down? Well,
Yep.
You look up that hill, the way that gate comes down to a corner, and that's a steep freaking hill right there.
Oh, yeah.
So me and Richard, we parked up over there, right? Because it's a quick walk to the paddock. And we're coming back, man, and we're looking down there, and there's this guy in this all-wheel drive vehicle down there in the corner, butt up against the gate that's stuck. And me and Richard look at each other like, fuck is this guy doing, man? There's no way an all-wheel drive's even going to make it up this hill. Because the way the ditch was down there, there's no way, right? So we're laughing at him. The guy rolls down the window, Steven does. We didn't realize it was Steven at the time. He's like, can you guys help us out? Me? She's like, yeah, dude, sure. No problem, man. We got you. So we ended up pulling him out. We're like, bro, that's not the vehicle to be driving down this hill right here, especially down here in this corner. It's okay at the top. But he ended up giving
Georgia Clay.
Bro, dude, it was hilarious moment. He actually ended up giving us a couple of lids, hats or whatever. But
cool.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. We all laughed together and laughed at him, and he laughed at himself, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, funny story on Steven real quick at Atlanta. I've been to MotoAmerica twice. I went last year and the year before. Long drive, of course, as you said. It's 15-hour drive from my doorstep with no stops, right? But it's a beautiful track, beautiful facilities, and the only thing I don't like about it is the showers. You know, all tracks got different showers. You got to keep pushing the button to keep the water going in the shower, right? You guys know the deal, right? You know, well, you probably don't, Trevor, but us, we do. We're pushing.
Well, Robert will go take a shower. He'll try to save us water, but I'm like, dude, what do we have this thing for? You're not going to shower in this thing, man. But yeah, MotoAmerica is beautiful. Robert and I both agree, man. That place makes, and Barber's a beautiful track. I mean, there's not a blade of grass out of place at that place, but it makes Barber look like a freaking kiddie park. You know, MotoAmerica is awesome.
It's huge. It's one of those tracks that when a fan shows up, you got to have a scooter or a cart or something to get around on just to see the track. Just like Road Atlanta, right? Not like Jersey and VIR. You can pretty much walk everywhere and you're okay. Ohio do the same way, but yeah, most Laguna Seca's like that too. If you want to dump up and down that hill a bunch of times, which
that's steep, man. Does MotoAmerica have like a tram system like Barber does, or no?
I don't know. I don't think so.
We just kind of get locked down there in the paddock and don't really leave the paddock the whole weekend, you know. But
no, they don't. John says both are my favorite tracks. Although VR is in my backyard now. Yeah, now that you're in North Carolina, it's definitely in my backyard for sure. VR is one of my favorite tracks. I love that track. It's super challenging. It's a track you get no rest on. You really got to know it. Just like track knowledge is key anyway. But to me, the most challenging part at VR, I know we're getting off topic real quick, is turn one, man. Turn one's such a unique, challenging corner because it's almost like a double apex, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's super long, right? And there's many ways you can enter it and exit it. It's to set up for two and three, which you can break so deep into. It's all deceptive until you learn it, right? It's yeah, beautiful track, but MotoAmerica is definitely one of those absolutely, and they got good food there too, right? Let's be honest. I know you guys cook, but I go to the little thing and get the cheese curds and the spotted cow beer, right? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, we missed all of that. We said we're going to do it. We missed it. I mean, we drove across that state. I didn't see a single cow anywhere, dude. I didn't see a single cow.
I did behind the bar. Yeah, let me get one of those. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I didn't either on the drive. I didn't see no spotted cow either. What are you guys talking about, Wisconsin?
Yeah. I saw the gummy bear factory. That's about it. But
and the big cheese castle they had. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Craigo says always frustrating when the bike dies on the line. Had it this year. I did a guest ride with the Ducati Desmos. The bike hadn't been on a charge. I managed to ride it to my grid spot and it died.
Oof.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. He said they managed to get it sorted for race 2. I had to start at the back, managed to get 6th on a bike I hadn't been around the track yet on. Congratulations, man. That's mega.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. He also says the rain always works well for us guys built like a barn door, right? But honestly, knowing Gillum too, like I can't see you guys being too far off away from each other.
Right now, yeah, it depends. If
look at Robert,
if Hayden's training for Daytona, man, he gets pretty slim for sure. But I was 214, 215 before we wrap our kangaroo around me. Typically I sit around 230 or so, just kind of natural weight. But when I'm training and getting down with it and stuff, and we committed really hardcore on the training aspect of it because we're on somebody else's bike. We got the dude, sponsoring us. We're using somebody else's money, somebody else's bike. took it 100% serious and trained my ass off for sure.
Good, man. Congratulations. And there's a lot that is said to go into all that training aspect, losing weight, being on a strict diet, watching what you eat at the track on the weekends. I know you splurged every once in a while in between the sessions, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, you got to, man. You got to live, right? So yeah. John says, and you're right. The brat breakfast sandwich is legendary. It is. So, you guys,
Robert, where are you at with that stuff, man?
bro, Robert, dude, you're slacking, dude. Come on, man.
Hey, we just brought in the new goods for the last round of last season. We started bringing in a smoker, and we got our hospitality area set up now. We got a new coffee machine, so we're up in our hospitality area.
I love it.
Yeah, we always try to, we have a pretty nice setup for what we have, and we have the factory HRC snack box and with all the candies and stuff like that in there. It's really cool. But yeah, Robert brought this fancy. Well, we have the coffee machine there, but he brought this smoker. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, we always have the good giveaways and swag. And who was pitting next? Was it Kevin Horney?
Yeah,
this is cool and all. You guys have a really nice setup, and this is really nice. And and then we have the little flowers and all that stuff set up. But like, do you guys have a hot dog machine? They're like, bro, we got a smoker. We got tri-tip going on over here, man. You can have your Nathans.
Right? Living big today, boys. I love it, man. Yeah, ain't nothing like, being at the track, but nothing like track nights, right? Where everybody gets together and cooks out and shares a beer and tells stories and just have a lot of laughs. Those are what I look forward to the most at the track.
Yeah,
sure. That's where all the shit talking goes and racing going on. And hey, let's get on this. And I can, yeah,
100%.
Awesome. I love it, man. So after Road Atlanta, you guys, you only did one race on the West Coast this year, didn't we? For stock?
No, stock didn't go out west at all. They were all east. So it was Road Atlanta, Road America, VIR, COTA, and Mid Ohio.
Yeah, COTA. That's right. So obviously the next round, boo, we skipped VIR because it was y'all's anniversary. Congratulations on the anniversary. And I understand because my wife would have killed me too. Like next year, Azra's going to VIR the weekend. My wife's birthday is July 4th, where they're going that whole 4th weekend. I said, I can show up Friday, but I can't come Saturday. Otherwise, I'll come home.
Yeah, we're bummed we missed it. I think we'd have done really well there, especially since it rained. But again, any sort of technical track and stuff, we kind of thrive at. But yeah, we'll go racing again.
110%. So, and then of course COTA, right? So COTA, I've been there many times for the MotoGP race. COTA's such a unique track. The layout's different than any track in America. The facilities obviously are top notch, right? Let's be honest. The best we have in America. It's one of those tracks that are super big, but I've been only to MotoGP, and I've been there when MotoAmerica went those 2 years, I think, with MotoGP. So I see my boys there with MotoAmerica, but other than that, I've only been for the MotoGP race. So when it's just MotoAmerica there at COTA, are fans allowed to show up and ride scooters and stuff around there? Yep. Or is it
open paddock?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yep.
Yeah, not MotoGP, absolutely not. No. So
no.
On Sunday, this was been several years ago, man. I met my buddy, he's in the military, said this big military backpack. I was like, bro, I'm gonna stuff as much beer in this backpack and take it to the track as possible, right? So Friday and Saturday, mission accomplished. No, I didn't buy no alcohol at all. I had it all in my backpack all day long, right? Come Sunday, I stroll up in there. Jason's like, "You're gonna get caught." I was like, "Dude, I did it for 2 days in a row. We're good." Let me take off my jacket and I just put it on top. Dude, the lady opens up my backpack and she looks at it and she looks at me. She says, "Sir, I need you to step to the side," right? Jason starts laughing. The dude comes by with some backpack. He's like, "Holy shit, you wasn't planning on buying nothing, was you?" I was like, "No, I didn't spend my money the past 2 days. I come here for today to have a good time." So we walk over to this trash can. He's like, "Look, dude, man, I hate to do it, man, but you got to get rid of all that beer, right?" I was like, "Come on, man, you got to at least let me keep a couple, right?" So he's like, "Look, I tell you what, I'm going to let you keep 5 of them. The tall boys, I'm gonna let, because I had a mix. He's like, I'm gonna let you keep 5 of them, but I know what trash can I'm coming to get at the end of the day." I was like, "I bet you are, my friend. Enjoy them too." So yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah, little side note on GP, you can't really sneak beer up in there on a Sunday.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they're strict about that. So
Yeah.
but yeah, but again, Coda again, it's so unique. My favorite section of Coda is turn one. I love turn one. The
Mhm.
hill is super. Again, it don't do it no justice on TV. You see it in real life, you're like, holy shit, it's a steep hill. But my favorite aspect of it, as you're coming up the hill, TV again don't do it no justice. How it bottlenecks,
Yeah.
right? And then as you get that sharp left hand corner going down, it opens up super fucking wide as you're going back down
Yeah.
into the right hand corner. It's just super fast going through there
Yeah.
too as well. So talk us through your experience at Coda, man. What a beautiful track, man.
We almost didn't make it. we were just outside of Memphis, Tennessee, driving out. So we're about 3 or 4 hours down the road, and boom, freaking inside dually tire let go. And when I say let go, that thing exploded. It ripped everything back there. The whole wheel well got ripped out. The outside kitchen got ripped out. So yeah, we almost didn't make it. We're on the side of the road for about 3 hours waiting for a tire to get changed on that thing and roadside assistance to come. So that was a little nerve wracking. But got her changed out. This old guy came out there, man, and just manhandled that thing with an old school tire iron and nothing pneumatic. It blew my mind. I'm like, dude, how are you going to change this tire with no air, no nothing? But he did it. So we kind of got things strapped up a little bit and went down the road to the TA travel stop and tried to figure out, is this thing drivable? Are we going to make it or not? And we spent about 4 hours there duct taping and ratcheting and screwing in mud flaps and just trying to get everything back together. And we got it back together, and Robert and I kind of made a decision like, hey, you want to drive an hour or so, get this thing back up to speed and see if she's airworthy, or do you want to?
Well, before we decided that, we had brand new tires we just put on the trailer and found a hole in one of those. Had to take that tire off after we had the blowout. So get that tire repaired at the TNA. And then I'll tell you, it was nerve-wracking knowing we didn't have a spare and we were about to drive from Tennessee to Austin and around and drive back. So it worked out. We did it. It all worked out. It was a long drive, and and there's only one driver of our rig. We hire him to drive every single round, and Mr. Watson, he's got the right license to do that. So he drives straight there and asleep for half an hour, and then it's time to load in and set up. So it's usually, for us, it's very fast and furious because we have full-time jobs and time is of the essence. So it's when we go 100% for about 5-6 days, and then we come back.
Yeah. I mean, people don't see the you guys are really sleep deprived, right? Let's just be honest, because you work full-time jobs, you drive in 12-14 hours, you're there, little cat nap, set up, which takes a while to set everything up, and then really not relax because you got to get the bike through tech and all this stuff situated, and then maybe you get to finally relax that night. You try to go to bed early. I'm gonna go to bed early, but you can't because your nerves and the adrenaline and all this stuff, and you're seeing all your friends and having the conversations. You're like, fuck it, I'll sleep later, right? And then you get home on Monday or Tuesday, and it's like, dude, I just want to sleep for 2 days.
Yeah, we kind of have to back up, and we kind of skipped over Ohio. So yeah.
Oh,
Ohio,
no, we'll go to Ohio. Oh yeah, that's right. Ohio was before COVID.
So that, I mean, yeah, we made it to the track, but that was the other challenge too, that we threw the bike down the road twice at Mid-Ohio. So another time again where we didn't see the bike, we didn't know what we had. We're doing repair jobs on the bodywork and the plastic and putting new graphics on it from Reb and stuff like that at Coda. So that just really 1,000% put us behind the 8 ball at Coda. But some of the parts that were on that fucking bike, man, that they fell off. So again, no practice time. I did one lap? First lap, I go out there and the thing was stuck on rain mode. So I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again. And I pull up to Mark, and Mark gets it dialed in really quick and go back out. And again, it's a long lap time. And I think we only get like 30 minutes of practice or 25 minutes of practice. So it's a long lap time. So at that point, half the session's almost over. I go out and do one flyer. And on the second lap, my shifter lever falls off. So then I didn't have a shifter lever. So I had to come back in, the nut's gone out of it and stuff like that. So by the time Robert went and got a bolt nut for it, it was session was over. So we go into quali with one flying lap. That's it.
On the back foot, right? Yeah,
On the back foot.
We did skip over Ohio for some reason. I think Coda was before Ohio for some reason. Coda was the last round of the year.
It was the last round. Yep.
Yeah. So Ohio. So we'll definitely talk about Ohio. I've been there for the past 2 years. Ohio, it's a great track. And to me, it's different just because of the layout of the pitch. You got the upper pit, the lower pit, and everything's gated off. It's a weird energy type feel to it, so to speak, right?
Yeah, the paddock's very like flea market feeling.
It is, dude. It
Ohio,
is.
You know, a little bit of like a flea market.
They do have Porta Johns everywhere, though. So good job at Mid Ohio for that. They are everywhere for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. And man, what a beautiful facility and what a beautiful track. The way they have the garages laid out down there and everything's separated. But they are tiny. They're not big garages at all.
No, old school wooden panels, chicken fence. Yeah.
Chicken fence. Yeah, you're right. But it's a beautiful facility, man. I had a great time there. I always do. Again, it's a track that's not super big that people could show up and actually walk all the way around and see everything, which is good. And the big monitor, jumbo monitor right there in the smack dead, not in the middle of the pits, but over there on the right-hand side as you walk down. You can't miss it. I mean, you really can't. They actually have it set up good. And then down in hot pit, they had the old stand where everybody went for the trophies up there on the grass hill where they used to do it, which is cool. Yeah, it's a great facility, man. I really like the way everything's laid out.
Yeah, it's definitely a fan favorite spot too. Robert and I ripped around on the Dax and just kind of checked out the campgrounds and stuff, and that place was packed. If there was a spot to put an RV, they'd put it in there, man. It was all throughout the woods and all throughout the whole premises. It was pretty neat. Almost like MotoAmerica. Yeah. MotoAmerica's camping and fans were fantastic. Mid Ohio's fans and camping was just absolutely jam-packed. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So talking about Mid Ohio, you said you threw the bike down twice.
Yeah. For some reason, man, I don't know if the track is slick or it's just rider error. We can chalk up on rider error for sure, but I lost the front twice at there, and the first one was in race one. We got a really good start. We were up behind Durbin. He didn't jump start that one, so we were able to...
Dude, that second one, I was like, holy shit, Durbin, what are you doing, dude? He was like, man.
But so we were up to 11th right off the start. I think we qualified 17th or 18th or something like that again. We got all the practices in that one. I'm trying to remember. There was always a challenge with the bike, but we got that dialed in, and yeah, man, just right before the front straightaway, lost the front, and that's kind of a bummer, just out of nowhere. And
coming out of that left-hand corner.
The right-hander, kind of like the back keyhole.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Yep. Just tucked in right there, man, and just lost the front out of nowhere. And that was kind of a bummer. Went to go pick up the bike, and the bike was missing the clip-ons. I'm like, man, it's a bummer. So I just walked back down to down through pit lane and stuff. And then we got the bike. I'm like, dude, we got to get this thing fixed. We got Superbike up next. So the boys got that one fixed, and
I think before that, didn't you and Dylan have a little excitement in front of you out on track?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So there was a red flag. I forget the guy's name. What is it, like Bandicoot or whatever it is? It's like Jeff Tate's teammate.
Yep.
And he freaking high sides himself coming over the hill, that hump, through like Thunder Valley.
Yep.
And the way it hit, dude, that thing freaking went sideways and was just flying in the air, legit just flying in the air. The bike was, he's down on the ground just helicoptering on the pavement, just spinning on the pavement. And it's like, shit, do I go through this and hit this bike that's flying through the air and take off my head, or do I run him over? And then Dylan Yelton's right next to me too, and it's like we're trying to scatter. Dylan ends up getting hit by the bike, and by Dylan hitting the bike, it deflected enough to give me a hole to where I was able to not hit the bike and not hit the rider that was spinning on the ground. And man, I saw my life flash in front of my eyes right there. Like it was like straight up Days of Thunder, man. Just go high and pin the gas, dude.
Right. I got to come in for an underwear change on this one.
Man, that one, I mean, it scared me because I'm like, I'm either going to get hit by this motorcycle flying through the air, or I'm going to run over this guy and possibly kill him. You know what I mean? But Dylan ended up hitting the bike, and it was enough to deflect it to give me just enough room to get through there.
Thanks, Dylan.
Yeah. And then in race 1 in Superbike, Bryce Cornbell is blowing up on the grid. He's literally blowing up on the grid.
Yep.
And we're like throwing up our hands. I'm like, dude, can you see this? There's smoke billowing out of his bike. And they threw the green anyways. Lights go off. We take off. And me and Danilo Lewis just pull way out. We knew what was happening. And so we're on the inside of the track, let everybody go by. And sure enough, man, Max and Dion wad up in his oil. There was oil all over my freaking visor and stuff. And even being out of the way, I mean, he was just spraying it everywhere. And so that was race 1 in Superbike. And I think we finished 16th or 17th in that race. So that was good. So a top 20 in Superbike is awesome. But yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking there too, because they didn't even fucking clean the track. They just did turn 5, and that was it. There was kitty litter everywhere. Just in turn 5, I'm like, dude, he made it all the way around to Thunder Valley. And you saw a Heron almost spin out.
That's what Heron was complaining about the whole time. Yep. As he'd come by the tower and be like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Super, super sketchy, man. It was not a good job for MotoAmerica to leave that track in that condition. And people were slipping and sliding all over the place. I guess we all have the same track. But we're also not trying to die either or crash. So when the riders are telling you the track isn't safe, they should probably listen to that type of stuff.
Yeah, it was. I remember standing there because, like you said, I was a lollipop, and I seen the smoke start going, and I'm looking around. I'm like, bro, do you guys not see this going on right here? Like, what are we doing here? I didn't know what to do. I just was the lollipop guy. Like, my 3 riders on the grid. This is what I do. This is all I'm supposed to do, right? So yeah, it was actually scary to see the outcome of that whole thing when it could have been prevented.
1,000%.
Right. So. Yeah, man. I was laughing as you was telling that story. Chris Parrish put this comment, says, all 3 of you wear skinny jeans. I was laughing.
I don't wear skinny jeans, man. I wear those little shorts like Max Van where my nuts are almost hanging out. You know?
Dude, that's hilarious, dude. John says I wasn't on the crew for Mid-Ohio, but that sucked. Yeah, man. It was definitely crazy to see. I remember JD Beach won the first race, and he come out that last left-hand corner, rode a wheelie all the way down the straight. I do remember vividly actually talking to Trevor on the grid, and then Durbin doing that motocross jump start, just boom, straight out the gate, gone. And then JD Beach had electrical issues from what I remember, and ended up losing the championship in Mid-Ohio because of that.
Pretty much. I mean, he came back. He only lost it by 2 points overall, but yeah, a little electrical gremlin there kind of put him on the back foot and lost 25 points. Yeah,
part of the game. I mean, it happens, no matter how well prepared you think you are, the machine is. There's little monkeys that show up when you least expect it, and there's that monkey everywhere.
Yeah, and then overall, the weekend was a little bit disappointing despite the crashes, because I was dealing with my injury in my shoulder that we kind of picked up from Road Atlanta and stuff, and to where after a couple laps, my left shoulder almost feels like someone just punches it, and it almost like a dead horse. I don't lose any range of motion or anything like that. It just kind of goes weak and kind of numb. It was really frustrating in that aspect, because we were up there fighting. Even in race 2, we were up there fighting for 15th or 13th. I think we're up to 12th at one point. And with 3 laps to go, I just couldn't do anything with my left shoulder. And I think we faded back to 21st or something. We were losing 4 or 5 seconds a lap in 3 laps. I mean, it was so miserable, And so then Robert's like, I'm calling it. We're not going to do Superbike. I'm like, fuck no, we're doing Superbike, dude. And we go out there for race 2 in Superbike, and we're just in no man's land. I'm not catching anybody, I'm not racing anybody. We raced with Zach and Posse and Giannato for a couple laps and hang on to them for 4 or 5 laps. And then I was like, dude, my shoulder's killing me. I probably shouldn't say this, but I even took my airbag out. I took out my back protector. I took out all this stuff in my suit to make it more less restrictive, so I have more range of motion and stuff instead of kind of being in there. And then we come back. I come in really quick, just kind of get a lay. I'm like, dude, it's hurting, but I'm like, how many more laps do I got to do? And they're like, dude, just do 2 more laps. And I go back out, lose the front in turn 6 out of nowhere. Slow speed, straight up and down, just trying to get out of the leader's way and stuff like that because I was getting lapped at that point because I came in and just lost the front. So sent that thing right into, I'm sure you guys seen it on TV where I'm manhandling the old steamboat out of the air fence.
I remember that. You're just like,
Yeah.
It was, man. How's your shoulder doing now? Is it good?
There's still an issue with it. So it's some sort of pinched nerve that's in there, like a trigger nerve or something like that just fires off, and it just feels like someone just punches you in your arm, man.
Robert, what are you doing to him in his sleep, bro?
He throws it into that air fence, and here we show up at COTA, and he's like, "What is this marshmallow stuff all over my front rotors?" And I'm like, "I'll tell you what it is.
It's burnt plastic from the air fence is exactly what it is."
It's PVC.
Yeah, there was melted plastic all over the rotors and inside the brake caliper from when it hit the air fence, and kind of, the brakes are super hot, so it just melted all that stuff. But again, it put us back on the back foot. After every weekend, we give them the bike back and don't see it again until race weekend. So whatever we get, and we just deal with it.
You're like, what do you mean I'm racing with one rotor? I need two, guys.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I have a lot of spares, so we had extra rotors. I think we put a whole brand new rotor on that thing. I don't even think we tried to clean it off.
We did.
But so we have extra rotors and rims and whatnot. So yeah, man. It's like, what is this stuff? It's air fence melted into everything.
Thanks, guys. They could at least cleaned it, right? Like, come on, guys. Dean says, T-Dog, love you, man.
Hey, what's up, Dean? Yeah, I've known Dean forever. So Dean and obviously Brendan and stuff. I mean, I've known Dean before Brendan was around. So I went to their wedding. I was there when Brendan was born. So we've kind of been lifelong buddies for a long time. We saw him at Dean was at MotoAmerica. It was good to catch up with him and stuff. It was cool.
I haven't had an opportunity to meet Dean. We will. I finally met B twice earlier this year, and it was really good to finally meet Brendan. It was good stuff, man. Big old hug. He gives the best hugs. He reminds me of Rossi Moore. He gives the best hugs, man. It was absolutely amazing to catch up with B. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. You talking about me?
No, I'm not talking about you.
The best hugs.
Yeah, we're talking about my buddy Brendan. What's up, Buttercup? I'll be done here shortly.
Totally buy me the Yeet.
I should totally buy you something, man. This kid every time, every time he comes in here, it's money.
No. It's that I really, this is like something I would want for Christmas, and I would like do anything for it.
You'll do anything for it? Cool.
Yes,
go sweep and mop.
All right. I'm not gonna. I will.
All right, go. Bye. Pinky promise. Go sweep and mop, and I'll get it for you for Christmas.
Because if you order it, you get a code within an hour.
We get a code.
Because I play this VR game. It's called Yeats Hide and Seek. They recently, because I played it when it was like first came out. So I have the second rarest bundle in the entire game. So I'm OG. So I have all that stuff. But
OG,
and they
baby.
they just released the new plush. It's like, because their normal plush was like a model of the character, and you would get an in-game code, promo code for it, and you could have like a mini like of yourself in the game. Now they released a pet plush. So when you order the pet, instead of like taking it like a long time to process the code, you get the code within an hour of purchase, and you get a baby dragon pet. And I want it, and I want the green one. And you have to get.
All right, high five, buddy.
And
Go sweep and mop.
Now I will.
All right.
Pinky promise.
All right, Pinky
Now you
promise.
get that plush.
Yep, and you'll get that plush for Christmas. Santa Claus will bring it.
You gotta order it.
Got suckered again into buying something on the podcast. It happens every podcast. I know. I done Pinky Palm. Look,
You
everybody's
gotta get the
watching.
code.
It's Pinky
We
Palm.
saw it. Yeah, it's documented. It's on
dude,
video.
It's legit, bro.
I know, and if you order it today, give me the code because I want it.
If you act now.
For 4 payments of $39.95, it could be yours today.
No, 20.
Yeah.
Oh, $29.99. There you go. He's got it all figured out. That's hilarious. Dude, it's every podcast, bro. He's always busting in here. I love it, though. It's hilarious.
That's great.
You just wait another 5 years. She'll be coming into a podcast talking about cars. Don't worry.
Yeah, he most definitely will. Yeah, for sure. But that's okay because I already got a game plan set in place for this car of in the future, which don't remind me.
Wait, so was he using a PlayStation or what is it?
So he's got a new Xbox, but also
Hmm.
got an Oculus.
Oh yeah, we got 2 of those things. We never
Alright.
use them anymore.
Oh man, dude, they're so much fun, man. And so there's these certain games that
There
he
he is.
likes to play, and they have this one he's a big fan of come out with this plushie. I guess it's a stuffed animal, and you get this like code for this thing on the game. Well, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. You do you. I gotcha. But he is sweeping and mopping. He better be, otherwise he ain't getting no plushie.
Well, it was a good podcast there, Chris. We'll see you guys.
Yeah, right. That was good. All right, y'all. We're out of here. We'll see you later. Bye.
Hey, it was East Coast time, dude. Not a.
Yeah, I realized that as I turned my phone back on and went, oh, damn it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But yeah, we were just touching base on Dean Kelston and his son Brennan. Yeah, big things coming out of Brennan. I know they got some news probably coming out here soon, so you guys stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm curious to see because obviously Orange Cat announced all their stuff with SDK and being the official BMW Motorrad team. So basically a factory team from Orange Cat. That's gonna be pretty sick.
Yep, it's gonna be good.
Probably means that Titler's is out. But yeah,
that's the rumor mill that I've been hearing. So, but we'll get on into all that here towards the end, man. Let's go into the last race of the season, which was at Coda. Again, beautiful place. In your opinion, Trevor, what do you think of Coda as a rider standpoint?
I love it. It's a fun track. Obviously, I struggle going straight, but no, it's technical. It's fun. This year, the track was repaved, or I guess they repaved it last year, which made such a difference. When we went back in 2023, man, that track was horrible. It was so bumpy and mixed match pavement. Like it looked like an abandoned fairgrounds going into like turn 10. Like what is it? There's no way they race Formula One at this place, or even anything at this place. Like the pavement was horrible. It was bumpy. It was really kind of unpredictable, but this year is some bumps, but as smooth as you like. It was constant pavement around the whole facility, so that was good. But I like it a lot, and like you said, going up to turn 1, there's no justification on how steep that thing is. You can absolutely just bury the front, on the brakes and that, and then that tight left, it does narrow down to nothing. You G out there, so a lot of people don't realize like the bike it completely just G's out in that thing. And there's no way around it. You're dragging something through that corner, and then it opens up down the hill and it gets really wide. But then when you go through the S's, it's one line though too, man. It's super narrow, and you're just kind of sliding around and finishing off the corners with the rear end and just carrying a ton of momentum through there. It's not like a stop and go. It's just carrying momentum all the way through there, and then get up over the hill, which is blind. You just kind of have to trust muscle memory on that one, on where the track actually is, and you send it down into turn 10 or whatever it is, down that back straightaway, and just kind of hold on. Where before in years past, it was so bumpy on the inside, like you're going all the way out to the left, almost on the candy stripe on the other side of the track. You're not even trying to take a straight line. You're going way out wide to the left, and they kind of still do that now, but there's no bumps there anymore. But there's still some oscillation there. So you're in 5th and 6th gear and still catching little wheelies and stuff. And you see some guys, they're just fishtailing all the way down the straightaway and stuff because of the undulations. But yeah, it's a cool track, man.
Oh, for sure.
If you're a local hero there, if that's your local track, like Tony, that football player dude, he rips there. He was going well. Shalik goes well there too. But Bobby Davies, that's like my that's the guy we always race against, is Bobby. Yeah. And he has my freaking number there. Like nobody's I can't even come close to that guy at Texas. We go anywhere else, man, and it's always me and Bobby end up together battling out, to the checkers. But not at Coda, man. Bobby's a freaking animal there.
Yeah, Coda is a crazy track because it's super technical too, as well, right? And another standout spot for me is the back straight going into turn 12, because you're 6 gear pinned for however many, probably the longest track we go to besides Road America would be the longest. You're at full throttle, right?
Yeah, long time for sure.
Yeah.
And you typically you're starting from first gear or second
Yep.
gear.
Yep.
You know, it's not like Road America where you're already in third gear coming
Yep.
on the front straightaway, stuff like that. Like you're going all the way through the gears, and we've made some gearing changes and stuff, and that was some of the help we got from Mark and getting the bike's TC to do what I wanted it to do. I'm used to like squaring off the corners and getting up off the edge and letting the thing eat, and it wouldn't let me eat. You know, I'd be on the stick and have to get to a certain lean angle for it to kind of kick back in. So we got that thing dialed out. But with the gearing changes, I'd be in sixth gear forever, and I'm like looking for seventh. I'm like, I need another gear, man. Yes.
Right, it's like riding a DRZ 400 SM. You're in fifth gear. You're like, all right, where's the next gear at? I don't
Where's
have
the
one.
next
Come
gear?
on, baby, let's go. Yeah, but coming down that back straightaway, that's where I see a lot of mistakes happen. Obviously, it's turn 12 because you're carrying so much momentum, especially if you're in a draft. In that corner, from the fan standpoint, and I've never been on the track or much less done a track walk there. That I just see, especially if you're in a slingshot, man, you just carry so much momentum there, and that is also a braking spot where you can brake super deep and super late into that corner, but it's also a super tricky corner because it's so tight on the left, right? Like as soon as you let off, you're bam right in the left and stand it back up, and it goes to the right a little bit and straights up to, you know.
Yeah, because if you miss the entrance to that corner, it kind of screws you through the whole stadium section, because now you're off for the rest of the S's there through the stadium. So but it is confidence inspiring to send her in there because there's no walls right away. There's tons of runoff. You know, you just kind of have to look at your references and hit your marker and send her in there. Where you get really kind of sucked into a draft a lot is Road America turn 5 there. You know, you're going down that hill.
Yeah,
that is so easy to overcook that corner for sure. And yeah.
Oh yeah, I hear Coda. There was some rumor. I haven't confirmed this, but there was rumor they were going next year is their last year for track days. So I don't know if they're going
motorcycle track days, going private.
Motorcycle track days. They're going private, almost like country club kind of thing for cars. So yep.
Yeah.
Saw that announced the other day.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
What's the deal with tracks? VR just got bought out too, or they're owned now from the owners too, which opens them up for more things. I was reading online the other day.
Here's hoping.
At Coda, at the end of that, kind of towards turn 10, I guess, or so on the outside of the track, they have all those new custom garages and apartments and everything else going in there, and then they have Coda Land. So now there's parking garages there. There's obviously the roller coasters and stuff, and
but right outside the track, it is a shithole. Dude, it's a dump. But the best food are the little food trucks. I always stop at the little food trucks there, man, and get the little food off the trucks. That's it. The little guys that don't even speak English. Let me get one of them and one of them. Cool. Make it hot. Let's go. Yeah, I'm in. So
yeah, I just get stuck with Robert Smoker, man. I don't get to leave the paddock.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Right. That's what I was getting to.
Like, what the hell?
I'm trying to have some of Robert Smoker. Let's go.
So, Dan, you jumped in late, dude. What was your experience of the 25 season, man? The rounds that you did Ohio and Road Atlanta, and what else?
Road Atlanta and
Mid Ohio.
Yeah. Frankly, that was going into Road Atlanta. That was the most excited I've been to being a part of the team. I was like, hey, we've got 2 years under our belt. We can fake like we know what we're doing and pass it off. We've got the paddock, we've got the fan walk and everything. We're doing well. We're doing well. We've got a lot of eyeballs on us and super excited. It was again, I told you when we first started this whole thing, however many years ago, I was like, look, I just want 1 point, just one stock thousand superbike point. I don't care. Cause you don't know how, I tell everybody this, you don't know how fast you are until you go to a track day. You don't know how slow you are until you get into a professional level race. And you're just like, oh no. But I mean, we kept running and kept getting faster. And yeah, I was super excited going in and hey, we got our points. And now I'm like, hey, do we want to go do this race this weekend or not? No. All right, cool. So yeah. I was very, very, very happy and privileged to be part of this for how long I have. And I will continue to be a part of it until you guys tell me, hey, we don't need you. So,
Well, we do just fine without you when you're not there. So
I know it's one of
I
those
knew that
things,
was coming.
I'm sitting there going, I'm like, they're gonna tell me, hey, we don't need you from Ohio. I'm like, all right, cool, fine, whatever. It's like, hey, we don't need you this weekend. All right. So I've been waiting on that text message.
Is that a Whataburger poster you got in the background?
Do what?
Is that a Whataburger poster you got in the background?
Here's a fun story about the poster that I've got that Robert actually gave me for my birthday a couple of years ago. That's from Coda 2019 when we took over the Whataburger in Texarkana. Took it over. Robert was behind the desk taking orders. It was hilarious. That poor guy that's in the middle with us, he didn't know what happened. We were sitting there going, hey, we're going out. Come take a picture with us. And he's like, all right, whatever. So, yeah, we took that place over for a good half an hour. Me and George are sitting there going, what the hell are we doing? We got to get back on the road. And we lost some time when Travis's Ducati tried to eject itself off the trailer. So it's like, we got some time to make up.
Love it,
so
man.
yeah, that was outside the Whataburger. I think it was Texarkana. It was right when we crossed the border at Texas, I think. And we were all slap happy. I was sitting there listening to to Travis and Kaylee go back and forth at each other like a tennis match, and I'm sitting in the middle. I'm like, what the hell have I gotten myself into now?
No doubt.
But
no doubt.
Yeah, that was a really, really, really good trip. That was a fun trip. That's probably one of the best motorcycle trips with a bunch of goofballs to go watch a race I've ever been. That was the first time I'd ever been to a race that I wasn't working. So I learned I'm a horrible spectator.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting
Trevor
there.
said, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a horrible spectator. Because I'm sitting there, the guys that are sitting there quarter working aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Mark Marquez crashes right in front of us. I'm like, you're picking it up and you're pushing it on. I'm sitting there about to come out of my seat. Travis just grabs me. He's like, will you sit down? I was like, all right, cool. But I was like, you're not doing it right. Oh, it was bad. But anyway, yeah.
I remember 3 years at Coda, 3 years ago. We're pitted next to Richard in the attack team. I remember him saying, who in the hell's on a Honda? And I think about Honda this year, MotoAmerica, and the progress and the past couple of years and what they've done. The big shout out to Honda and Honda North America Power Sports, man. Honda's coming back to the paddock, baby.
I blame Trevor.
I blame Trevor too, but good job, man. Yeah, it's what we need,
Yeah.
We need factory teams back in the paddock in order for it to grow and the money to
desperately.
So,
and if it went as good as we think it did, I would hope support adds on. I don't know how Honda's going to react to the Indian announcement. I don't know if they'll let Hayden just keep doing the Superbike and Indian, but
yeah, it's his own deal. He has a 2-year contract with Honda, so it's no different. It's still the Vance and Hines team, so he's more than able to, and he's the team principal.
Yeah,
for real still. So yeah, man, he has a green light for that for sure.
Sweet.
He has another year with us, and then we'll kind of see what happens. But we can definitely, all three of us and everybody that's helped out across the way and all the boys at American Honda, man, I think we've definitely made an impact on where Honda's at back in this paddock. Obviously, we got Hayden and JD, and now there's a ton of other dudes that are riding the Honda for sure. But a lot of it came from the sweat, blood, and tears that we put in and the behind the scenes stuff and the support from the guys, Brandon and Jeff and Lauren and Colin and everybody. And obviously my bosses that supported us. So yeah, we made an impact for sure.
Oh yeah.
Why Nolan is what it is.
Nolan Lampkin's on a Honda now too. He was on a BMW, so he's on a Honda 2 platform. So it's good to see, man. It's what we need. Again, now we need Kawasaki back in the paddock, a full factory team from them too as well, and we'll be on our way for money to be back in.
The Real Steel team is far from full factory.
Well, yeah, they're not. I know that. I know, but I'm saying it's a start. Right, this is what we need.
We sent those boys, even Ashton Yates, the Daryl Jones team, Jones Racing team. They just went to Japan, went to HRC, got some training and stuff like that. So there's definitely some more support coming, but there's not a full blown factory team as if Jed or Hunter and Lawrence we have like in Supercross. You know, that's even though it's a factory semi, that thing's an old Miguel Duhamel, Jake Zemke. So there's not even a bathroom on that rig. So that thing, she's a little old. She looks cool. But it's not, it's definitely, I mean, it's just based out of Mansfield, Ohio. It's Mark's gig, and you know where the shop and stuff is at, and they just get the parts and support, and they're killing it for what they got for sure. Especially on JD side of the garage, they had a phenomenal job with Robbie Peterson and Josh and those guys over there. They did well, and yeah, it was good to see all those boys eventually get on the podium.
Oh, for sure.
So that was cool to see. You know, they both got on the Superbike podium, which is good.
Absolutely, it is. Chris Durbin says, "What's up, guys?
What
you
up,
buddy,
Durbin?
man? You
late for the podcast, but he surely ain't for his race starts.
Call him evil.
Yeah, dude, that's hilarious. So, listen, gentlemen, what's the plans for 2026?
Nothing.
It's like, I don't know if we have them yet. At least Trevor hadn't told us anything.
No, nothing yet, man. I've been kind of looking at my race license and stuff, and because we do have Superbike points, we can drop the 0. Even though number 800 is pretty famous now. I think you saw a T-shirt in the mall.
I was gonna bring that up.
That was,
dude. Was that crazy or what?
I was like, you've got to be kidding me right now.
No, dude.
I look
up,
sick,
bro. I walk in and we're looking around, right? Because my son likes to, sell skateboards and all this shit. So we go in there and I look up and I was like, no fucking way. Shut up, dude. I walk over there. Nikki's like, my wife, she's like, what? I was like, dude, that's my boy Trevor Watson. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, the fucking guy on the bike right there. That is freaking Trevor Watson. She's like, what do you mean? So that same photo you sent me, I have that in my phone too as well. So I pulled it up and I said, look at the photo. Look at that. She's like, holy shit, it is. I was like, I'm texting Daniel and I'm texting Trevor right now. Check this shit out. Trevor said, did you buy the shirt? No, because it was a 2XL. It was way too big for me. But cool. But I did tell him, I was like, you guys realize that's my buddy right there on that shirt. They're like, they have no idea what even a motorcycle is. They're like, okay, cool, whatever. And I was like,
it's a Honda collab with Zumiez, but I haven't been able to make it to the Zumiez that's here at Cool Springs yet because I've just been working too much.
It's not there.
It's not?
My daughters wanted that thing so bad that they went with their friends and looked for it. I talked to the apparel company that makes that shirt.
Yeah.
They're sold out of it too, so they're going to do some reprints of it.
That's good.
But yeah, I guess that thing's been super, super popular, but I didn't even know. I remember, giving them the photo. It was over a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That they got that photo. I mean, that photo is 4 years old. And yeah, so that was pretty cool to see. He sent that text over with my shirt hanging up in a mall.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good, man. That's really
cool. I was sitting there looking at it and I was like, wait a minute, that's the Alpine Star leathers. Wait, that's an old picture. I was like, I know the bikes, I know it's the old bike, but that's a really old picture. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sick because that's officially licensed Honda shirt apparel.
It is.
It's pretty cool.
And that's the only one they had because I asked them, you guys got any more of those? They're like, nope, that's it.
Yeah, they said they're sold out, but they're gonna do a reprint on it. So if you see it, grab one, man. They're pretty hot and limited editions. And I don't even have one myself, man. So
yeah, Trevor said, did you buy the shirt? I was like, no, I didn't buy the shirt. It's just too big. I'm not gonna buy something I'm not gonna wear, right? Like,
be a good shop rag or something.
Big flag.
Yeah, hang it up on my wall, right? Chris says, jump start checking in. Ha 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 ha.
Evil Knievel jumping everything.
I love it, dude.
Evil Knievel jumping everything.
So maybe plans 2026 be back in well, now next question is obviously, how do you guys feel about Stock 1000 merging with Superbikes?
Yeah, it's unfortunate for club racers or guys coming up, and even for our team, it's unfortunate. We already had a Superbike Cup license, so that's why we're able to race Superbike. So there was no benefit for us by any means. We could go to every round. If we want to go race Superbike in Laguna, we can go race Superbike. We can go to all the rounds. But I mean, the paddock, every race weekend that we went to, there was a minimum of 45 to 55 entrants to make the grid, So apparently MotoAmerica is not hurting for money. Maybe they are because they still haven't paid us the purses yet. So, there's a lot of that going on still too, but I don't know, man. I don't like it. Stock 1000 has a huge following. It's also good for the OEMs because we can actually use that, and it's more of a direct correlation from the club racer to the street guy to the pro guy to be on more of a stock motorcycle. The super bikes are not even relatable. They don't, half the time they don't even look like what the street form is. So the body works different, more aggressive and whatever. So I'm not a fan of it. I know a lot of other people. I know Honda's not a fan of it. I can tell you that much. There won't be any contingency for Superbike Cup. So, now what? Now what happens to us guys? What happens to the Seguras and the Giannatos and anybody else? Yeah, we're racing in the Superbike class and we're going to have our own class and stuff like that, but we're not getting paid any contingency now on it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings on it. I don't honestly. I'd like to see him not do away with the Superbike class, but I'd like to see him tone that down to make it more cost effective if they were going to merge the two together, right? Like if you're going to merge the two together, then just take the wiring harnesses off the bikes, give them a spec moto wiring harness with the ECU with limited perimeters, and that's all you got to play with, and fucking go racing, right?
Well, that's no different from Super Sport. That's what they do with those guys.
I know, but I'm just looking at it as a cost effective, especially for the stock 1000 guys because that's a whole extra jump to make it in Superbike, right?
Yeah, we qualified for Mid Ohio, but a lot of times we're just missing out by tenths of a second. We didn't ask for any sort of provisionals or anything like that. So it's not like the grid's gonna dramatically increase because you're forcing everybody to race Superbike. They still have to qualify for Durbin can do it. Durbin should have been in Superbike Cup this entire time. The guy's a fucking animal.
Yeah.
He's super fast. He should have been doing that and gaining that experience too. But there's only going to be an extra handful of guys that are going to get that experience or fill that part of the grid up. You know what I mean? You're not going to get 15 extra stock 1000 guys that are going to make that 108 cut. It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen now.
Yeah. What do you think, Robert?
I think there's going to be some challenges. I think the top 5 are going to complain about people were in their way towards the end of the race. And blue flags, I see that going to be an issue with people getting out of the way, possibly. People complaining, especially when it's tight racing, and hopefully everybody sees and gets out of the way, number 1. And then safety, number 2, right? Is it safe to do that? I hope so. If they qualify, they should be out there. If they don't qualify, They shouldn't be out there. So, should it be hard? Yes, it should be hard.
It is hard.
It's racing, right? It is definitely something that, we'll have to see how it goes. I kind of think about when MotoAmerica first started and they had stock 1000 with the super bikes, I kind of look at how that went, and I kind of see they changed for specific reasons back then. We'll just see how it goes. Let them throw it out there, and it's 9 years later since they first tried it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it could be huge. Yeah. It could be nothing changed at all.
I don't think it's going to be huge at all. I think if anything, we're just losing an entire class. It may free up some schedule. It may give them more additional track time, because obviously we're always lacking on track time with all the different classes they have in there, all the sideshow shit like BTR and whatever else, you know what I mean? So, again, I don't think it's going to really increase the grid capacity. You're not going to see 30 super bikes on the grid. It's not going to happen. Even stock 1000 is if you make it even in stock 1000, of course, there's some guys that don't have any business out there, but you're still a badass. I mean, even at the 110 for stock, I mean, you got to be ripping out there, because you're dealing with the orange cap boys. You're dealing with the JDs. You're dealing with super bike racers on funded teams that have 225 horsepower machines. And, you're out there on the stock street bike. So it's challenging to make a stock 1000 race. So it's not going to increase the grid at all. And if anything, like myself, I'm sitting there like, do I want to pay the $450 to go? I mean, if we do go racing in 2026 to kind of bring it full circle, we'd only do 1 or 2 rounds. And that's if an opportunity comes. We'll have to get a bike. We'll have to get sponsorship. I'm not going to spend 10 grand, 6 grand a weekend for nothing, especially when MotoAmerica doesn't even pay you the freaking purse. I mean, they still owe us from Mid Ohio. So if anything, it'd be Road Atlanta or Mid Ohio. And that's just just for fun at that point. And I think that's what you're going to end up happening is that you're going to have a bunch of guys just kind of doing it for fun. So you'll see some rounds that are oversaturated and then some rounds where it's just a ghost town as usual.
Like the Talent Cup.
Yeah.
Like the Talent Cup, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be grooming American racers, and they're all foreigners besides
grooming America wallets.
Yeah.
That's what they doing.
Yeah.
Chris says they just got rid of the stock 1000. It's BS and makes the support from the manufacturers to back down more. I don't think it'll last.
100%. Yeah, like I said, Chris, Honda's not going to be paying contingency in the Superbike Cup, just Superbike. So good luck, beating those 4 Ducatis that are going to be on the grid this year. Good luck beating those, the official Motorrad BMW Orange Cap bikes. Good luck beating Attack. I mean,
M4, all those guys, all the top guys,
yeah.
like best of luck. Like top 10 still going to be Superbike, and okay, nobody's going to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. You even go to World Superbike and stuff like that, and you'll have wild cards and stuff. But the grid is like 20, 25 riders at best. Everything's like 20 riders is like the premier class. We don't need 40 Superbikes out there.
No,
you need 20, and typically they have about 20 riders out there.
Yeah.
So what's really going to change? You just eliminated a whole class that brought in a ton of money and a ton of eyeballs and had manufacturers really kind of on board on it. Manufacturers way much rather spend money on stock 1000 than anything else. So
yeah, it's well, it remains to be seen what's going to happen, but we'll find out next year. John says, I appreciate the Talent Cup, but a multi-class champ coming in and cherry picking the class to pad his resume sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go on this whole tangent about the whole Talent Cup thing. I see the pluses and minuses just like everything else. I just my biggest gripe with the whole fucking Talent Cup, dude, is we went from a 30+ rider grid to a 13 rider grid, and you got the cost of the entry for young kids to make it in. Like it's like you put this big wall up to for the future legends of the sport to get into it, right? It's all about getting paid. And I'm not saying the Kramer's a bad bike, but if we're really going to do this path to MotoGP, first of all, we don't have the infrastructure in America to even make that happen training wise, right? Let's just be honest, we're kidding ourselves.
Yeah.
I think, and then secondly, we're racing a bike that nobody else in the world is racing but us to make it to everywhere else in the world, which is ass backwards in just my opinion.
It should have been an NSF 250.
110%.
Or Supermoto class.
Or Ovale with the new 250, something, right? That's But I mean, I don't know. Again, it's and then anyway, ran over. But I'm hoping that when I did hear the news of the stock 1000, I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me right now. Like, what are we doing here? Of course, I think of all my friends that race the stock 1000, Nolan Lamb.
Did he lock up on us?
He locked up on us.
What does Dustin call that?
Dustin says Taco Bell internet.
Taco Bell internet. Everybody went blank but me. We'll stop.
We're all like, what just happened?
Oh my God. Durbin says it's going to be dangerous, but I'm happy to catch a toe and try to latch on. Lap traffic will make things interesting at the end of the race. Yeah.
Like at your smaller tracks like Barber, like the lap time, because I mean, Bovier qualified with a 22 flat or something.
Yep.
Like that. That's insane. And like what did we get? 29, 28 something?
29s, yeah.
Yeah.
And 29s, and I think we qualify like 31st or something like that.
Yeah, 29.
Like it was
29's
we
moving
ran like
too.
a 29
Like that's
flat.
fastest.
It was like 30th on the grid.
Yeah.
So
So
it
it's
goes
like
to show you how hard it is to qualify for your stock 1000.
Like
If
it's
you're
just,
sub 30s at Barber, you are fucking ripping.
yeah, you're flying, and it's gonna be. You're gonna see a lot of races get decided by a lapper. It's almost like watching a football game and the ref decides the outcome of the game. So it's not gonna be. The race is gonna be good for 8 to 10 laps, and then Cam or Josh or whoever is going to get locked in with lappers, and it's just going to be it's going to be like watching a really good track day guy gets stuck in a class because he just signed up to get in and he's dodging 400s. It's not going to be safe.
And then you have to make the decision. That's some of the reasons why we came in and paid it at Mid-Ohio, because we're about to get lapped. We're starting to get lapped. And I'm not going to be the guy that's sitting there as it's one lane and through the S's all the way through turn, 5 all the way over to turn 10. And there's nowhere for me to go. So I'm just holding these guys. There's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So some of the tracks, it won't be an issue, but Road America won't be an issue, but Road Atlanta, turn 1 all the way through turn 6, dude, you can absolutely park somebody there.
Yeah. Barber's going to be a nightmare.
Barber's already hard enough to pass on.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I don't know. It's, I don't like it just for the fan aspect of it, because it does have a huge following. I don't like it for the manufacturer aspect of it. And they can't sugarcoat it enough and put enough lipstick on the pig to say, this is going to be great. It should be hard. It's all hard, man. There's no benefit to it whatsoever. We've already had Superbike Cup for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, where a stock 1000 guy has the opportunity to go racing. And if you're fast enough, go racing.
Yeah.
But most of those guys aren't fast enough.
No.
That's a tough class. I mean, it's super fast, and I don't know, man. We'll see. I just hate it for all my friends that don't know what to do next, right? Because again, I feel like it's. I don't want to say the grid's going to be smaller, but it's a lot less opportunity to be had for sure.
The paddock will definitely be a lot less packed. It's easier to get in there because you're going to be missing a whole class. You're going to be missing 50 dudes that would sign up and try to qualify for stock. And obviously only out of those 50, it depends where the benchmark gets set, right? So when we first went, 02 is when we first started racing?
No, 22, yeah.
22, yeah. 22. We qualified 28th and missed the grid by 0.6 of a second. You can't even say 0.6 and 0.6. And we qualified 28th and 27th made it in. We're the first guy on the outside looking in. Grid capacity at Road Atlanta is 39. So it just even depends where that benchmark gets set, right? And I think then, was it Orange Cap Boys then too? Who was it?
Caleb DeCarroll.
Yeah, just setting like record after not record. And then live timing went down and stuff too.
Oh God, that weekend was a nightmare.
And but seriously, we qualified 28th and didn't make the grid.
That's crazy.
0.6.
Yeah, that's and that's something else people don't think about. You spend all that money to show up on the weekend, and on Friday you ain't even make the fucking cuts. Now you're just hanging out all weekend, just barbecuing on the grill with Robert, right? Like it's
100%. And you asked it earlier when it kind of first started, was the take. I mean, before we even got the season started, before I even turned a single lap on the old Steamboat this year, we were in $11,000 before we even started, between entry fees and everything else and the equipment and getting stuff dialed in. 11 grand before we even threw a leg over a bike.
Yeah.
And what season entry was, I forget how much that was, but that's several thousands of dollars.
A couple grand, like $4,000 or something, $3,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Durbin says VIR might even be worse. Yeah, if they race there.
There you go.
VIR is definitely going to be one of those because it's a small track too. With not a
and obviously the speed differential and the time delta is massive as well between those guys. I mean, when we're clicking, depends on the track, but I mean we're still 5 seconds a lap slower than those guys. But the lap times there's more laps. So at a stock 1000 race, at Barber we do 13 laps or something like that.
I was gonna say
13 or 15, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Superbike does like 20.
Yeah.
So that's shit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, you get caught lap 7, lap 8.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Slalom through there. It's just
we don't even get remotely close to getting lapped in stock 1000, but in Superbike we get lapped.
Yeah,
and you know what it is? It's lap freaking 12 and 13 or 15. Is when we start getting lapped. We get lapped on those last 3 or 4 laps to go.
Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know. We'll see, man. 2026 is gonna be a great year. It's a lot of big changes in the sport, in MotoAmerica teams and riders and all that. Puzzle pieces are falling into place, which is crazy. Nobody's seen Bobier going to Ducati, much less Ben Smith, right? Let's be honest. And then
Well, that came with a lot of flow money, right?
Yeah, that came with a lot.
Of course it did, right?
That came with a check, is where that came.
A big check. But then you got Heron back in Super Sport with Ray Hall, and it's just man, it's then DeMario with Ray Hall and Super Sport 2 as well. It's gonna be Top Rack and MotoGP. So
the Heron deal is a weird one. He's
is
racing for Ray Hall.
Yeah,
Orange Cat.
That is a weird one because he's doing hooligans on the electric bike.
Yep.
Yeah. So what does that set him up for? Does he have a future with Ray Hall, or does he have a future with Orange Cat?
I don't know.
Because Orange Cat, I mean, no offense to Jason and obviously SDK, but if I had to promote somebody, it's going to be Heron, multi-time Superbike champion versus keeping Uribe. So,
and just speaking on how cutthroat the sport is too, man, like I'm still confused why Andrew Lee's not with Orange Cat. He won the freaking championship, man. Like what's going on? I just don't get it. That's part of the sport. I don't understand. I know there's a lot more that goes into it than us watching and seeing it, but I just don't get it, man.
Personalities are everything.
They are.
With your team and your sponsors and everything like that, for sure. That makes a big deal. But man, you're right. This sport does not give a shit. You could be the champion and not have a ride the very next year. You could almost win the championship like Heron almost did and get demoted back to Super Sport and riding hooligans. Are you freaking kidding me? Like it does. The same thing happened to Chavi, right? Chavi won Sport, doesn't have a ride or didn't get a ride the next year. Man, this sport, especially in MotoAmerica, there's no guarantee. Success does not get you a ride. Money gets you a ride.
They don't give a shit how fast you are. It plays to it, but they don't. It's how much money you bring in.
It's how much money you bring in, and you have to bring in money.
You have to.
You don't get to ride on your talent.
Not anymore.
No,
not anymore. And Brendan, I was gonna say Brendan did the development on that electric bike they're riding.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Brendan has coming up this year because I thought for sure he'd get a nod. He was kind of like the brand ambassador all year and did all the development and stuff in 2025. And I thought for sure he'd be getting. Well, I think if Stock 1000 was still around, he'd be probably getting one of those rides. But I don't know, man. We got to get him off that Cowie. Come on, Chad at PCP. You sell Hondas, man. Put him on a Fireblade.
Right? Let's go, man. Durbin says OnlyFans, man, writing for his main chick and side chick. LOL.
Whatever's paying the money, man. Whatever.
I mean, again, people don't, I guess when I first seen how cutthroat this sport was, not just the MotoAmerica, but racing in general, was when I was watching GP when Petrucci and Remy Gardner were on the KTM bike, and they seen during fucking practice time that they're out of the team, dude. Live on TV, it's like, how much more cutthroat can you be than that?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit! Like, are you kidding me right now? And knowing what we know and what happens and all that. It's just that's part of the sport. I just don't agree with. There's got to be a way we can work a way around that, right? But Trevor, you're right. And I say it all the time on the podcast how important it is to where a rider needs to gel with the team. Team needs to believe in the rider, and everybody be a big happy family. As soon as the puzzle pieces start coming unwinding, that's it. It's fucking done, right?
Yeah.
And there's many reasons why I'm sure riders don't stay or champions don't get rides for the next year. It could be attitude. It could be less money. I mean, shit, there's probably a whole list of things that goes on with that bullshit anyway. But yeah, so.
I think majority of it's just money, man.
It is.
It's just money. It's cost so much, even on a privateer level or the millions of dollars that, it takes to run one of those big teams. If a sponsor comes in and they have some cash with them, they're going to keep going. They'll get a ride. They'll get a fucking factory Ducati ride if you come in with a bunch of lawyer money. It's, and I love Ben to death. He's awesome, man. I'm super stoked for him.
Me
but
too,
that's
man.
the reality of it. Previous champions are getting demoted and having to ride hooligans, and guys that can't even get a top 5 are getting factory superbike rides because they brought in cash.
And there you have it. that is the state of our sport. There it is, right? Yeah, it's so let me ask all three of you gentlemen this same question then. What changes would you guys like to see in our sport? As obviously as a racer from Trevor, because Trev races, Robert from working within the paddock, obviously with Trevor, and Daniel, well, you know, it don't matter what Daniel says, hell.
Story of my life.
I'm just joking, Daniel.
Go ahead, Robert.
Been
Yeah.
doing it, been
Yes,
in this
for
paddock
me-
for 20 some odd years.
I think if MotoAmerica could figure out a way to get all the major players and the manufacturers back into the sport in this country, right? Our country versus some of the other countries and the opportunities that younger riders have in the other countries. I wish we can expand our program. I know MotoAmerica is trying to do that, but I wish the program here in this country could get expanded. I think the easiest way to do that is get the major players and the manufacturers in the ball game, right? You know, if they're not here and we don't have that support, it's very difficult for an American rider to move up into the premier class at the world stage. So for me, I wish MotoAmerica, I know they're doing their best. They've been back at it for about 9 years here. And I just wish they could get the major manufacturers involved back in the country. That's, for me, that's probably the biggest.
Yeah. So from a racer standpoint, Trevor, because obviously you see things in the same way but different too, right? Because your views are a little bit different than just me being a podcaster and a fan and showing up, you know, where you're looking for friendships, sponsorships, getting, you know, trying to make it work. So what changes would you like to see?
Get our purses paid, man.
That's number one. I need to get paid. Show me the money, like Tom Cruise says.
Yeah, show me the money. No, Robert hit it right on the head, man. I think MotoAmerica, they do a lot of great stuff, but they also shoot themselves in the foot by eliminating Stock 1000. Why would an OEM want to step in and do anything else? So you're going to see Honda kind of probably pull back on some stuff. Why is Cowie not out there and stuff like that? Because there's not the opportunity. So you got to have the other OEMs in there and all the OEMs. And you got to have a class where they can kind of build up on it. You know, we have a lot of weird classes and it's just money grab classes. You know, that whole Talent Cup deal. There was nothing wrong with Junior Cup, man. And then you had OEMs in there. You had Yamahas. You had Cowies. Now, granted, it was a bunch of Cowies, but you had KTM in there. You know, you had opportunities for OEMs to step up. You can't pigeonhole these guys into just one bike. And then when there's one bike, you know, you're not going to have manufacturer support. So having more manufacturers out there, more legitimate factory teams. There's not a legitimate factory team out there other than Harley. That is it.
Facts.
Everyone else is just mom and pop. Attack Kawasaki or Attack Yamaha, whatever, you know, that's mom and pop. Richard does a fantastic job. He's perceived as a factory team. He gets the factory support, but he makes his own stuff. There's not GYT or stuff on there. It's all Attack stuff, you know? So he's same thing with M4. That's not a factory superbike. That's an M4 superbike. Same thing with Honda. You know, Hayden's bike ran out of Mark's freaking garage up in Mansfield, Ohio. That's not coming from Torrance, California. So we need real, and same thing with Warhorse, man. It's just a dealership up in New York. Tyler's is a dealership up in India. So we just need more manufacturers to actually step in, and I think that'll help out in having that sponsorship money as well. That's where Josh gets a lot of kudos from me for sure, is that he brings these outside sponsors. He brings the vodka companies and the tequila companies and, you know, the grown man sponsorships. I love it. So having that outside money is going to be a big deal too. We can't have MotoAmerica go and try to poach sponsorships off a rider and become a title sponsor like, you know, Real Steel, you know, and stuff like that. They're great at poaching sponsors because I don't know, man, maybe their marketing team sucks and they can't figure out, they don't have a good guy or a good person, I should say, that is good at bringing in business. You know, they're doing a lot of great things with the TV package, being on FS1 now, and the YouTube stuff is fantastic too. But they need somebody out there getting some sponsorship for the series.
Yeah, I think, you know, that whole YouTube thing they do, I think they do a great job, but I also think that's a missed opportunity too as well. And what I mean by that is they only show the household names on that show. What about High Rev
Yes.
Trev and Chris Durbin and all these other people that show up and pay tens and thousands of dollars just to show up and make it there and work a full time? They're the heroes of the show too, not just Josh Heron and all them. I feel like it's a missed opportunity, especially for Trevor to go out and go get sponsorship and say, look, dude, I'm in the YouTube videos every year. There's 12 of them. I'm in all of them, right? Yeah, it's only a 45-second, but boom, there it is. That gives you exposure live on TV across the world in America, right? More businesses will be prone to want to help Trevor and Daniel and Robert and everybody else out if you had that versus, this great show, which it is. It's fucking fantastic. But again, it's the same faces and it's the same stories year in, year out, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if they just went through the backfield and did all the classes, yes, you got an hour, but if your main focus is Jake Gagne and Bobier and blah, 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 fine. Leave the last 20 minutes just on those 2 or 3 characters and spend the rest of the time going through the classes. At least if you did a 10-second video of High Rev Trev and his face and his team and the bike and all this, that's exposure, right? And then people know who they are when they're coming to the races, not just walking through. I wonder who that guy is, and I wonder who that is. Well, now, shit, we don't even have books to even look up riders' names and who they are, right?
You're right. There's not even a program.
Right. So again,
program in the weekend.
If you're not in the paddock and you're not friends, already know it, you don't have no idea who any of these people are.
And their website is so outdated, it's crazy.
So
the rider profiles and stuff like that, they're not even going to have stock 1000 in there, but I guarantee you that tab will be up for the next 3 years. It's so outdated. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, you're right, man. They never show anything besides the top guys, and that's very difficult for sponsors. It's hard to show any sort of return on investment when you're not getting those guys at TV time. I will say for the first 3 years, really until just this last year, we got interviewed by Jamie Howe at Mid-Ohio. Daniel was there for that. But we would always get interviewed prior, because we were the only Honda.
Yeah.
So we were always getting interviewed. When Honda's coming back? What's going on? Why are you on a Honda? It was pretty cool. And we'd get prime pit location, like Robert was saying, we're right next to Attack and Stamboli's talking. Why is this guy on a Honda? But we used to get a ton of TV time. We've been interviewed by Michael Hill a bunch, Jamie Howe a bunch. So that was always kind of cool and almost kind of like a fan favorite just because we're on a Honda. Has nothing to do with the results.
Yeah.
It's just because we're on a Honda. And everybody wants to root for their OEM. If you're a Cowie guy, you want to see a Cowie guy out there, and you're going to go get your poster from that guy in with any OEM, right? So, yeah, man, you just got to do a better job at promoting everybody. That's how you get the sponsorship. That's how you're going to get the money. And I think where the challenge comes in, without rambling on too much, is that the races are too short. They're sprint races. So there's not enough time during the race itself to go through the field, right? They can't, if there's a battle happening, whatever, they'll lock in and the races are only 20 minutes long, and they'll talk about one subject for 5 or 6 minutes, and it takes up so much time, right? They don't have enough time to go through the field and say, well, Durbin's back in 8th or 7th or 6th, first year out rookie, just out there in the top 10, crushing it. Trevor's fight for 20th, Manny's back there, David, whatever it is, they don't go through any of that stuff because there's just not enough time in the program. So it's really important for those guys to do that stuff during fan walks, come through the paddock and talk while the fans and stuff are there. And they still don't do it. Like you said, they just go for the usual suspects. They go for the top 5 guys. It's always Superbike guys. It's always bagger guys. They don't go out looking for the Twins Cup guys. They don't go out looking for Talent Cup guys. They don't go out looking for any other class besides baggers and Superbike. And I guess occasionally they'll go after Skoltzy and Super Sport and PJ because they had a really good rivalry. But yeah, man, it's still the same guys over and over and over.
It's the same story being told week in, week out, right? We get it, but again, you need to give the platform to other people too that make the circus go round and give them a voice and an opinion. And I just think to me it's super important, especially for the sport. Again, we don't even have a pamphlet that they hand out for the riders' names and numbers to even know who the hell anybody is when they show up, especially if it's your first weekend, you've never been there, right? Even there's people that probably, come to one certain race a year and they don't even know 3/4 of the people on the grid. Names and numbers are nothing, right?
No,
it's just a missed opportunity.
And no even reason on like what the numbers are. How come these bikes have a red background with white numbers, and then these guys have
Mom and Dad are here.
Yes.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
They're gone.
Or, you know, why do they have blue numbers with white backgrounds? Or how come some guys get custom, you know, fonts? You know?
They don't. Dean said, we shall see what Michael Jordan's lawsuit against NASCAR will do for our sport too.
I don't know if that's going to do anything. That's going to change a lot in NASCAR.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to bleed over to us because
we don't have any charters.
we don't have charters. We don't have, like, they've turned it into a permanent franchise thing with the teams. Like, sponsorship's not going to go anywhere with them. I think MotoAmerica is still chasing that idea that, you know, mid 80s and early 90s where, you know, you had Kevin and Wayne and Bubba Schobert and all those guys taking chunks out of each other. And then, you know, your early 2000s with Matt and Ben and Miguel and Jake. It's like the reason why that was there is because we had the support and the teams there.
Yeah.
You can't get if you're not getting manufacturer support, teams aren't going to come back. Like you had, I mean, Roger Lee's rookie year, he was on a Bruce Transportation Honda.
Mm-hmm.
Who in the world knew what Bruce Transportation was? But he had an area.
It's a school bus company.
Yeah, it's a school bus company. He had an Arian built, 2 Arian built 600s or whatever he was running, and you had a paddock full of those guys. I mean, you look at the Superbike grids back, you know, early 2000s. There's 40 bikes on the grid, and they're all factory supported. So
factory supported. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate banging on, you know, factories need to come back. Yeah, factories need to come back, but DMG back in 08 when DMG took over, they made it to where the factories don't want to come anywhere near us anymore. On top of the fact that nobody's buying sport bikes.
Well, sport bike sales are out the roof right now.
Are they? Okay.
They're making a big comeback. But I think it's a MotoAmerica problem, man.
Yeah.
And I say that because obviously the OEMs don't want to come back, and even sponsors don't want to come back. Where's our energy drink? Where's Monster or Red Bull or anybody?
Yeah.
And a MotoAmerica pack? That is absolutely insane. Any other sport out there has energy drink sponsorships.
It's all personal.
Where's our Red Bull athlete? Where's our Monster athlete? Where is that? They're not even on the Yamahas.
No. Like we've got Monster on, like, I think Monster's still on Josh, and I think Red Bull's still with JD, but that's it.
No. JD was a Monster. JD hasn't been Red Bull for many, many years. He was a Monster athlete for a long time. That's right. He was
Monster when he was a flat track.
And he's not Monster anymore either. So he's Mission Tortilla. I mean, dude, Robert will tell you, man, their chips suck.
Their tortillas are good, but the chips aren't that great.
Hey, their chips are better than auto parts for less.
There's that.
That's hilarious. He said, "You guys' chips suck ass."
They definitely better than auto parts for less. I'll definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
They can make a tortilla though, but man, their chips. Ugh.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, listen, gentlemen, we're almost 2 hours into this podcast. I'm gonna get off here in a minute so I can go start cooking dinner. But listen,
good looking shirt.
Yeah, dude. I got it from a good buddy of mine, man. Maybe you guys heard of him before. Yeah. It's always an honor to sit down with you, gentlemen. Hopefully, I will see you guys at the track next year in MotoAmerica. If not, just at the track, we'll cause trouble and still bring the barbecue, Roberts, because we will realize that for sure. But yeah, we'll definitely sit down and run it up. Even if you're, not racing next year, Trevor, you'll sit down and get on the podcast and talk shit. And
it's gonna be hard to be a spectator. I won't be a good spectator. You know what I mean?
I do.
That we've been a part of the paddock for 4 or 5 years now. It'll be very difficult to sit on the sideline, But yeah, we'll see. Again, if an opportunity comes, we'll definitely do a local race for sure. I pay these guys, like I said, in beer and smiles, so they're always down for that.
It's always enough. Yeah, that's payment enough. I'd be down with that too. Yeah, let's go. I'm with it. So, but yeah, well, listen, gentlemen, it's been an absolute honor to sit down with Team Sloppy Sprockets, the 2025 season review. These guys are absolutely amazing. Hopefully, they'll be out back on the grid next year. If they are, please stop by, say hi, get that picture, get that autograph, get all that cool stuff. Because
buy that shirt from Zoomies.
Yep, I use my ball all the time because of my wrist surgery, so I'm constantly walking around with my ball all the time. Using it. So John says he likes beer. So yeah, there we go. We got more crew members coming for beer. It. But yeah, so listen, gentlemen, Robert, I'll reach out to you so me and you can sit down and schedule our one and we can do a solo one. Daniel, well, yeah, that's just Daniel. Nah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. No, I'm just playing. Hi, Mom. Hey, how you doing?
Doesn't Robert look like the guy from Up?
He does.
I does, don't he? I love it. But yeah, so listen, I'm gonna let you guys in the podcast give a shout out where everybody can find you. This episode will be out here in about 30 minutes, Spotify, Heart, all that good stuff. The cool thing is StreamYard did an update, so now it'll automatically make shorts of this podcast, but it's got to stay under 2 hours, otherwise I got to edit and crop some out.
Sure.
To be within it. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody that watches this podcast, that hits that like and subscribe button. If you have not yet, please do it. Yes, do all that good stuff, the ding dongs, the TikToks, all that. I love each and every single one of you. Again, because if it wasn't for Trevor and Robert and Daniel and all my friends coming on this podcast, I would not be here doing this. So it's nothing but love to each and every single one of you. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. 2025 has been an absolute proper mega year. Can't wait to see what 2026 brings. And yeah, man, proud of you, Trevor, and proud of the whole Sloppy Sprocket team for what you guys did this year. It's absolutely amazing, especially all the trials and tribulations by starting off 5 step backwards for not even getting a bike until you show up, right?
Yeah.
Which is huge. You got to have that seat time and all that. But anyway, I'll sit here and ramble on if I don't stop doing this. So Trevor, take it off. Tell everybody where they can find you. Robert, yeah, well, this is Robert, and everybody knows Daniel.
Yeah, everybody knows
Yeah,
So
Robert, go ahead, man. You can go ahead, Robert.
I guess first and foremost, I think I got to thank this year Ashley Watson for letting her husband go race, right? Because without that happening, we wouldn't have had this year. The next two are definite. The rock behind what we were able to accomplish this year, and it's the dude John Cook.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here without you. The Real Steel team with Jerry, Mark, and the entire team. Rob, thanks for his continuous help and putting up with my multiple trips to his pit to straighten me out, get stuff going. Honda Power Sports with Brandon, John, Jeff, Bill, the whole Honda crew. We couldn't be here without them. And then our Sloppy Sprockets team, everybody who works for these big paychecks, Jay, Daniel, Josh, David, Lisa, Sue, Angela, support on the paddock come from Giannato, Parrish, Eric Velatra, Mark with Hustle Hard Racing. We've got a list that just goes on and on, but last but surely not least, Trevor, he's start to finish. He wasn't just a rider. He's my full-time driver, pit setup, tear down, hospitality, pit manager. This guy got to make sure everything looks good. So, there's a million people to thank here, but, I enjoyed it. We weren't here to get first place. We were in here to have a good time, have camaraderie with all the boys, enjoying the sport we all like doing on two wheels. And, I really enjoyed 2025. Thanks to everybody.
It's all about the beautiful journey, man.
Yeah.
How are you going to follow that, Daniel?
Well, I mean, I was just going to say, I told you this back when we first started racing, that, this was being part of the team and being in the paddock was a bucket list dream that I never thought would happen. And then you just kind of said, hey, come with me. I'm like, heck yeah, let's rock and roll. So thanks to Trevor and Robert and Jay and Josh and everybody that has been part of the team, Travis, Mike, everybody, the whole Real Steel crew, John Cook, everybody. Like, you guys let me check something off a bucket list that was a dream of mine when I first started corner working back in 2004. Like, it's been a journey. It's been a lot. I've learned a lot about me and everybody else, and it's been a dream come true. And here's the 26. Let's get back. If we can get on the grid, great. If not, we'll be all right. We'll figure it out.
You're crying. I'm not crying.
I'm not crying.
Yeah. The boys knocked it out of the park with thanking everybody for sure. Man, it's an honor of mine to even have the opportunity, and I can't do it with these two boys. Obviously my family, my wife, my girls supported me, allowed me to do that as well. Everybody at Honda for sure. But, obviously all the sponsors, Pro Honda Chemicals, that's one that kind of always gets left off the books there. But Chad over there hooked us up, made sure we always had chemicals and parts and the accessories ready to rock and roll if we do needed them. Arai helmets, Hustle Hard, 4SR. It's the baddest suit in the freaking paddock, man. I love that suit. Obviously Fastline Track Days, Chris and Becky Meyer are fantastic. They've always been a big support of ours. So love those guys to death. And their 2026 schedule is out now. So make sure you go check out their website and go check out the 2026 schedule. They're going to a couple new tracks. I think Little Tally this year, which would be cool.
It'll be fun.
Obviously Real Steel, Jerry and Hayden and Mark and those guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, PTI, everybody, man. Team Sloppy Sprockets, 100%. So without Team Sloppy Sprockets, their support, their time away from their friends and family, and taking time off work to support me, I can never pay that back. So I hope that the memories and the experience that we had were well worth it, because they were worth it to me, and I'll always take that with me no matter what the results were. So thanks to you guys.
I love it. Oh, and beer. Lots of beer.
Yes.
And lots of beer. We can't forget about the beer, right? Yeah, absolutely. I think us guys will do pretty much anything.
The best memories are the ones you don't remember.
Yeah. The best memories are the ones you find out the next day.
Yeah. I did that. What are you, me? Really? Nah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
We almost
and thanks to you, Chris. Thanks for your podcast and what you do for the sport, and giving us riders and an opportunity to speak, and even thank our sponsors and kind of tell our story and give the whole background. So you do a fantastic job, man. So really, again, we're honored to be on here and have this opportunity to speak.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. It means a lot to me. Really, the honor is absolutely all mine. You guys are the absolute proper mega superstars of the sport, man. It's yeah. And like I said this before, it's an honor to be friends in this what we call short lifetime, right? Forget the podcast,
right.
Forget the racing, friendship. That means the most. But yeah, listen, yeah. Thank you. I mean, I just got lost for words. I don't know what to say, but thank you. It's an absolute honor, Trevor. It really means a lot to me, man. And yeah, thank you guys for coming on. Can't wait to sit back down with all three gentlemen again here in the future. 2026 is not that far away. Christmas time's almost here. I'm surprised my son ain't come back in the door again and say, "Hey, Daddy, this whatever it is he wants." I don't know, but I'm gonna go find out here in a minute. But anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute honor to sit down with Team Sloppy Sprocket for the whole 2025 season review. This will be out here in about 30 minutes everywhere, and I'll even be able to upload shorts and all that cool stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys soon. Gentlemen, is there anything y'all want to say before we end this?
Thanks, appreciate it, Chris.
Oh, thank you, Robert. It's always good to see your beautiful face, my friend.
Face for radio.
All right. On that note, we are out of here. We'll see you guys soon.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.